Oh no! Oh no! No way! Oh my God! Hey y'all, welcome back to Never Bored with MMA. I'm your host, George. Jason isn't here, unfortunately, with us today because he is sick, but we're sending our best to Jason today. You know, I'm pretty sure he's watching the card as we speak. He's probably going to text me about it later if he's feeling all right about it. But I'm excited to start off the new year with an exciting card, especially the main event. UFC 311's lightweight heavyweight champ of the world will be decided between Islam Makhachev and Moicano. I don't know how to pronounce his first name, guys. I'm sorry. Renato Moicano. Sorry. Yeah. Islam Makhachev versus Renato Moicano. And guys, this is going to be an insane fight because first off, this fight was short notice created, right? We see that Islam Makhachev's original opponent, Arman Tsarukyan, had to pull out because of probably a really bad weight cut that affected some of his health or injury or back pain. A lot of speculation as to the reason why he had to pull out. But either way, there were memes about this guy being a superhuman only for him to pull out. You know, the whole thing about like, oh, I have a secret weapon, guys. I have a secret technique. The secret technique is pulling out of a fight short notice. Great. Fine, but, you know, shout out to Renato Moicano for stepping up into this fight short notice. He was originally supposed to fight Beneil Dariush, but that, you know, lucky for Beneil, he got his show money and his win bonus. Show money and win money because, you know, he was so willing to let, you know, his opponent go and fight for the belt. It's kind of a crazy situation how this fight basically manifested out of nowhere, but this is the fight we have at present. That's what's built on the pay-per-view. And, you know, let's be honest, guys, if I'm going to be real with you, just on a prediction basis alone, Islam Makhachev is probably going to steamroll Moicano, but let's be honest, guys. Moicano has some things that can give Islam trouble, all right? So let's see. We have his grappling, Kaiwa's jiu-jitsu, which allows him to kind of stave off opponents that have a good wrestling background as well, right? We saw that against his fight against Benoit Saint-Denis, I believe it was his last fight, where he won that fight, kept him at range, and stopped him from coming up close, which, you know, again, it's the number 10 of the world going against number 1 in the world and the champ. And Islam's wrestling is definitely way on par better than every opponent Moicano's faced. Again, we could have a similar approach to what Dustin Poirier did against Islam, where, you know, Moicano decides to sprawl a lot and get, you know, he's probably really good at anticipating some of Islam's takedowns. But again, because this fight is such short notice, how do you, I mean, again, like Moicano said, he trained 5 rounds regardless. But at the same time, guys, it's going against Islam Makhachev. Dude's grappling is so good that he is now evolved in striking. We see stats now. He's the craziest strike accuracy in the lightweight division. And guys, this is going to be a whole new level of test for Moicano because again, Islam, you know, is the champ, and honestly, the style that he brings, you know, with his absolute god tier wrestling from Dagestan, now as we've seen in a lot of his recent fights, dude's been knocking out people as well. So, honestly, guys, with Islam, this is going to be the, you know, Moicano's biggest fight today in his short notice. That could be what brings him an advantage, given the fact that, you know, he's got nothing to lose at this point. I mean, he could throw everything he has in the kitchen sink to try to get Islam. If he survives, doesn't give his back, Islam will not be giving his back to Moicano. That's a fact. I mean, that's going to be, Moicano has some of the best sub game in the light heavyweight division, but he's no Charles Oliveira, and Charles Oliveira got subbed by, you know, Islam. So I know that with, you know, Islam's prowess in wrestling, things like that would give Moicano the advantage are not going to work against a guy like Islam. You know, those crazy scrambles, Islam is really good at those and is able to capitalize and, you know, counter those offensive grappling during those scrambles. So we have his skills in that. I mean, both of them look good at the weight cut as well, so I don't see there's going to be that issue in terms of durability in the fight. Both these guys are going to probably bring it their good amount, but Moicano's, again, like I said before, what makes Moicano a good fighter is that dangerous grappling as well, his grit as well. I'm not going to lie, he's got crazy grit. A lot of his fights, he's a dog in his fights as well. But at the same time, Islam doesn't need you to be a dog. He can just, you know, sub you. I mean, we saw his fight against Dustin Poirier, for example. I mean, Dustin did really good. It was bringing some things against Islam, but Islam overcame and showed what makes himself one of the best, if not the best lightweight in the world. So, I mean, we have a good showcasing from Islam tonight, because again, to be fair, this is another asterisk on some of his performance, because, simply put, a lot of his title defenses, what was it, 2 last short notice changes. Even it sucks that that's the case, but at the same time, that's just how the game goes. Honestly, if Islam does, no, I'll take that back. We'll figure. I was going to talk about is Islam the GOAT after winning this title defense, but again, I'm going to hold that conversation for the end, depending on the results of this fight. Again, though, but if I'm going to give you my prediction, I believe Islam's going to get it done by round 3. First 2 rounds are test rounds, but I think that Islam is going to, really catch on what Moicano's game, and before Moicano can start figuring out Islam's game and put gas pedal on, I think, put the pedal to the metal and actually start doing, offensive striking with Islam. Islam's just going to neutralize that at round 3, in my opinion. Just completely go for a crazy ground game, a scramble that gets him, lets him sub Moicano and show that even a submission artist like Moicano, who's got a lot of his finishes in the octagon or subs. So I think that Islam's going to try to make a point that no matter what kind of fighter you put up against him, he's going to try to be better than them in that aspect. And that's how good he is, right? Like, he's now, like we said that stat before, most offensive, highest offensive striking accuracy in the lightweight division, I believe. That's one of the stats that they said earlier. So I mean, that's crazy if you think about it, right? Like, because the lightweights are crazy strikers in the division, right? We got guys like Poirier, Gaethje, Oliveira alone. That roster alone is just the massive striking that they bring to the game, and just in lightweight, right? The division itself. But seeing that stat just for Islam being the best lightweight with the most striking like that, I mean, it's crazy, guys. That's just a crazy stat. But like I said before, let me go back to the predictions, right? He's going to prove a point showing that he can outstrike against someone like Moicano. He can grapple with Moicano as long as he, keeps control and doesn't get the back. Now, let's talk about paths to victory for Moicano. Even though I predicted Islam to win round 3, in round 3 by something, I'm pretty sure going to do a submission. I don't think it's going to be a knockout, but I think it's going to be a submission in my opinion. But here's what Moicano can do to really take advantage of Islam. In my opinion, these are his paths to victory. I think that, again, I've said this countless times in countless predictions against heavy offensive wrestlers like, not heavy offensive wrestlers like Islam, because Islam nowadays doesn't go crazy on the wrestling. He has that as a threat, but, he still is going to try to fight standing up as well, and then bring the wrestling in the most inconvenient times. But for Moicano to avoid that kind of tactics that Islam will bring, he's going to have to move across the octagon, side to side, find an angle, pick at Islam on an angle with some side kicks. I mean, look, if Moicano is confident in his grappling and his grappling defense, I think he should do risky things like kicking Islam on the side of the leg. It might cause, a scramble or a single leg attempt that's going to, but at the same time, I think if Moicano's confident in his wrestling and he's been practicing and he's did the 5-round training, whatever, right, and just him being a good grappler and having that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in his toolkit, I think that he should do riskier things and show that, like, he's not afraid of Islam early on. So that way he stay light on his feet, move side to side, jab at range, try to find the angle, which Islam's good. I mean, because Islam's able to, I think now he's starting to fight on both kinds of stances now. So honestly, just if he's able to decide on a leg, really do work on kicking the leg or oblique kicks and stuff like that on one of Islam's legs, start targeting that side, so that way all of Islam's wrestling and grappling chains are going to be not negated, but at least slow down enough to where Moicano can take advantage, get out of those positions, and keep standing on the feet. I think he's going to have to pick him at range. He's going to have to throw not be afraid to throw some combinations, but at 3, be ready for some sort of grappling, some sort of, fence work. And again, we're going to have to talk about clinch exchanges too, because for Moicano, clinch exchanges, I think, are going to be really important as well for the judging aspect of it. Because here's the thing, right? Because in those, grappling exchanges as well as those cage exchanges, right, on the side of the octagon, they're going to have to create separation, because Islam can just, as soon as he gets a hold of the midsection of your body, he's going to transition to the base, and then boom, he's going to take you down, and then it's going to be basically his world at that point. And not to say Moicano isn't defenseless on the ground, it's just that Islam is so overpowering on the ground. The dude's a symbiote. He's just stuck on you. He smothers you. He's a Khabib improved beyond. Like, I mean, that's the crazy part of it. So for him, Moicano, to really avoid all that, side to side, be able to pick at range, go in and out, but, definitely side to side motion to circle around Islam, pick at a leg, go to the side, Try to get some striking in as best you can. I wouldn't even initiate grappling unless you're able to like really create a scramble with your striking. And then once that grappling happens, if you're really confident, again, Moicano, dude, if he's going nuts, might as well try all the crazy shit. But at the same time, if you want to focus on just the win, you could eke out a decision win or potentially a KO in the later rounds. He just has to really put the work on Islam. But Islam's paths to victories are basically he can pick any way to win at this point. But not to say Moicano, again, because it's such short notice of a fight, guys, that aspect alone puts a huge dent into basically every theory you can put out there, because you don't know, what fighter's mindset's going to be like going to this fight. With Moicano, he's got nothing to lose. He literally has nothing to lose because he got this fight gifted to him because of Arman Sarukian's recklessness. So at the same time, right, Islam, I mean, those dudes have been training to fight basically against death their whole life. I mean, dudes been training on mountains, Khabib school, whatever, right? They've been all together. These dudes aren't pretty much afraid of nothing. So I'm assuming Islam's, religion and his mindset, that he's been born and raised is going to help him really get through time like this where it's like such short notice. I mean, he's got that mentality where it's like, I don't care, guys. I do not care who's up against me. I'm the greatest in the world for a reason. So I'm like, look, man, for that aspect, he probably might be the greatest fighter in the world. The great, pound for pound greatness, just on the aspect of he's able to take fights short notice, in spite of the fact it's inconvenience to him, and he's willing to risk it still. And Moicano is a big risk. I mean, the jump from going to number 10, like imagine losing to number 10 in the world, right? You're the arguably pound for pound greatest fighter in the world at the moment, and you potentially lose to number 10. That's a risk, but Islam's willing to take it because that's the mindset where these guys from Dagestan are from. So honestly, dude, respect for Islam for that, and respect to Moicano for taking the fight short notice. And that, what I would say is that for Moicano to get the victory, he's got to remember that he really has nothing to lose and really push every aspect and pace he can to Islam. Islam just has to, which is what that's just the bare minimum it's going to take to potentially beat Islam, in my opinion. For Islam, he just has to remember what makes him great. Keep that wrestling ready to go. Just capitalize on a single mistake Moicano can make. Because again, if Moicano makes a single mistake, you best believe Islam is going to catch him on that. So I predict that Islam is going to win in round 3 by a submission. Just again to prove that he is the greatest in the world, and no matter what, short notice or not, he's going to beat their fighters where they think they're at the best. Examples include subbing Charles, KOing Volk the second time around. I mean, even he didn't did he guillotine Justin? Yeah, who doesn't matter. Point being though, Islam is here to prove that he's the greatest in the world. Win, lose, or draw, it's going to be a crazy fight regardless. Again, I would have preferred the Arman matchup, but Arman messed it up for himself and pretty much all the fun in the fight. So, again, that would have been a technically more interesting fight because those guys are way more skilled ranking-wise, as well as, there's a history between them. And also for the fact that their styles are so similar that what potentially could have been that outcome could have been for that fight. But I'm excited to see where this fight's going to go. So, guys, I can't wait. So, without further ado, here's a reaction to UFC 311's main event for the lightweight heavyweight championship of the world. Islam Makhachev versus Renato Moicano. No glove touch. We're starting off strong, baby. Ooh, here we go, baby. The champ, the fight. Here we go. The main event, baby. I can't wait to see how this turns out, guys. Holy shit. Oh! No way. No fucking way. Damn, Hanaito. Oh! Damn. I mean, for Islam, you got to make this kind of like boring and everything to your advantage. Take him down, grapple him, outsize him, do what you got to do. I mean, doing this short notice, you might as well do what you do best, right? Oh, no. Oh, no. No way. Oh, my God. He subs him in round 1 instead of 3. Holy shit. Damn, that was so good. He made it look easy. That was almost too easy. Holy shit, bro. The Moicano's had more to put up with, but he had to make up for Nurmagomedov's performance. Damn, he's officially defended his title. The most at lightweight division, bro. Congratulations to Islam. He made that shit look so easy. He showed him like, dude, that's why you're number 10. Hey y'all, we are back from acting UFC 311's main event, Islam Makhachev versus Renato Moicano. Guys, I predicted how he was going to submit him, but I did not predict the round. Islam really showed that no matter what time, place, name, date, don't matter, he's ready. And honestly, congratulations to Islam for defending the lightweight title, the most in the division's history. Let's be honest, though, there's some asterisks in those defenses, but even so, he's done it consecutively more. He shows that he's dangerous no matter what. You make a small mistake, it's game over. This dude really is the real deal. Sucks for Renato Moicano to lose in round 1 in your chance for the title, but hey, you stepped in on short notice. It is what it is. Now that you know and understand Islam's power, you're going to be the better fighter for it. So I hope to see Renato Moicano come up again, but this time in a more fair rise. From instead of going from 10-1, maybe milestone from 8, 4, then 2, and then hopefully you get your chance for the title once again. But hey, shout out to Islam for doing what he does best. And honestly, at this point, it's either Arman or Doof light or welterweight, because at this point, there's no other really good competition. Renato Moicano was considered that rising star up to that point, but now with this, what's going to happen? I would say Renato to fight the winner of Gaethje versus Dan Hooker. I think that'd be a good matchup. Or if Dustin Poirier wants a shot on one last time, hurrah, before he leaves the octagon, maybe fight Renato for the ambiguity's sake. But honestly, I don't know what else to say at that point. But congratulations to both these guys. Crazy though that after Khabib had his cousin Umar. I don't know why I kept saying Usman during that fight earlier, but Umar, having lost to Merab and then consecutively being ready to re-up and then help Islam make that crazy first round submission. Crazy work from Islam. I mean, dude, that Darce choke gets people every time, man. What a crazy, crazy fight this was. I mean, we saw that Renato needed to, capitalize and throw those kicks to the leg early, and I like to see some of the boxing and striking he had early on. But once Islam grabs you, you have to be ready to posture up, keep that upper body out of his range, so that way you can maintain control. But Islam just is the master of control and grappling. Honestly, it was a lost cause for Renato. But guys, you got my immediate reaction to UFC 311's main event. Give this video a like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on this fight below. Who did you have winning this short notice fight? I'm pretty sure most predicted Islam, but what do you think that Renato could have done differently to actually beat Islam? What is next for both these fighters? Congratulations to Islam once again. Do you guys think Islam is going to go defend one more time at lightweight, or do you think he's going to welterweight? I personally think if it's not Arman and Arman can't make weight, or for some reason does something another messed up stupid shit to where he can't fight again, go to welterweight. Way more competition there. Can't wait to see what happens next for Islam. Thank you guys for watching another episode of Never Bored MMA with myself here. Unfortunately, like I said before, Jason isn't here. So guys, wish him the best on his recovery. I'm your host, George. Thank you guys for watching. Y'all have a good one. Peace.